Okay, I just thought I'd do another short video on a carriage clock that's coming to us for sort of service. The carriage clock is working. There's no problem with the carriage clock really at all. It keeps pretty decent time. But the thing is, it looks like a lovely carriage clock, but in fact it's reproduction. It's probably, I would think, made probably about the year 2000 or something. I mean, I don't think it'd be much older than that. Quite a nice carriage clock, pretty heavy. It does look okay, look quite nice, pretty, got all the weight and everything else. If you look at the inside of the movement, you can pretty much see the way it's finished. It's typically not French or even British, the way it's being put together. Now, what we're going to do with this clock is we're going to take it apart, we're going to service it, and we're going to change the mainspring probability and we're going to take the platform to pieces, and we're going to...
Central figure was an auctioneer called Rilke.
Sorry about that. We're going to take the platform escapement to pieces, and we're going to give that a service as well. There's not a lot I can say about these clocks. The way we'll service this clock is obviously we'll dismantle it. We'll check the pinions. We'll check pivots. We'll go through all that. But more often than not on carriage clocks anyway, there's very little wear usually there. Also, we'll probably put this movement parts in an ultrasonic cleaner very quickly. We use a very light solution, ammoniated solution, just to give them a bit of a clean. We don't really put older clocks in. Say a clock was, it's going to be after 1900 where before we'd probably put a clock in an ultrasonic cleaner like that. There's a lot of debatable situations with ultrasonic cleaners. You know, a lot of clockmakers are under the impression, especially with ammoniated cleaning solutions, that it can cause cracks and it can cause a lot of things. I mean, it's probably pretty debatable. I wouldn't want to sort of cross swords with people over that, to be honest with you. I mean, it's each to their own. I think you've just got to, you know, have a little bit of caution. If a clock's an old timepiece, it's a nice old clock. You know, there should be enough money in the job for you to actually be able to take the clock to pieces and work on it by hand and clean it by hand and lubricate it and do it properly. I don't really see a reason to put the older stuff in ultrasonic cleaners unless you've got, you know, absolutely hundreds of clocks to do, which I don't really take. I only take on what we can do within a certain period of time. The reason for me doing this, it's my preference, is I just want to, you know, concentrate on what I want to do. I don't want to be pressurised in you know, having clocks coming out my ears. We probably take on about 30% of what we actually get offered. But that seems to work well. I mean, you know, it's a good living. There's no problem with that. So, I mean, I just don't see the point. I don't see the point. Every clock we do get to us, we do take them to pieces and we do clean them properly and we do the work properly. I'm not trying to big us up. I mean, I know there's plenty. I mean, I know plenty of clockmakers who do exactly the same thing, and I also know plenty that for some reason don't seem to bother. You know, I mean, they'll tend to pop the springs out maybe if they can get them out without dismantling the movements and give them a clean and oil. We don't go for that. We don't go for that. We don't believe that you can actually see, pinion wear, proper bushing wear, you know, without actually dismantling the clock. I mean, another clock here, a French clock. Just let you see that. It's in pieces. It's being cleaned by hand. It's probably from about 1870. It's going to go back together. It's actually off a portico type clock. That's sort of a pillared type clock with a it's got like a nice enamel dial. It's like an ebony type case with sort of inlay, mother of pearl inlay. Quite a nice clock. It's actually one of my own actually, but you know, it's going to be, I may sell it at some point, I don't know. But yeah, again, I mean, this is typically a Reproduction Carriage clock. Seems fairly decent, seems pretty well made. I couldn't say they're cheap and nasty. I haven't really got into it yet. I haven't taken it to pieces and had a good look at it. But yeah, it's quite a nice clock. Yeah, quite a nice clock. Quite a nice clock. Nice enamelled. I mean, being honest with you, if you bought something like this, an original type like this, in auction, you know, it'd be quite a few bob. You know, you to get a decent one, you'd pay your money. You'd pay your money, as you. I mean, but they're a bit more ornate. I mean, look at the decoration on that. It's a bit childlike, isn't it? You know, they've used oils and things, but it's a bit childlike. I mean, on the original type stuff, you know, you're going to be getting sort of hand painted porcelain panels with, you know, pictures of, you know, some people on a bench, lovers on a bench, and birds, and, you know, flowers and stuff like that. You know, you can really tell the difference. But this has been pretty much cheaply made, but it does the job and it looks really, really nice. Anyway, I'll sign off on this particular video, and I'll come back to you with video number 2, and, you know, where it'll be dismantled and we'll go over a few things again. Thanks.